When I was a kid, I always heard about this term midlife crisis, but I never really understood what it meant. I just thought that, okay, you're 50 and then all of a sudden you're in a crisis, but why? Like, why would you, when your life is half over, start to lose your shit and reevaluate your life and its purpose and everything that comes with that? Yeah, now I'm 21 and I totally understand it. Why am I even laughing? Fuck, man. Yeah, just that it's not the midlife crisis anymore, but the quarter life crisis. And I believe there are three things that are causing this, and they all kind of tie to one key word, and that is uncertainty or ambivalence. If you're able to resonate with what I'm about to say, yeah, that would be amazing, because then at least I know I'm not the only one who has these thoughts in my mind. I would say the first reason why a lot of us have this quarter life crisis is our work, right? AI automation is kind of the new shit. It's replacing so many jobs. All of these things or skills that you spent years studying for or properly educating yourself for, if you, for example, did not go to university, with one switch, with one night, with one update of some kind of AI can become obsolete, or at least not as pertinent, meaning not as valuable, meaning not as much money. It's this huge fear of the what if the one thing that means something to me all of a sudden becomes irrelevant to society because a human does not need to do it anymore, and therefore my life is kind of a lie, and I have to reevaluate myself and ask if what I did the last couple of years, if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even longer, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, is even something I can keep on doing in the future. And if not, well, that often means starting over again. I think that's miserable. And that thought, just that, the thought of that alone is terrifying people. Then the next thing, financial instability. Let's be honest. Inflation, it's a big problem. Although inflation does move in cycles, right? If you understand the business cycle, you understand that inflation kind of moves from being low to high, then low and high. But the problem is, yeah, if you understand how the financial situation in America is, or especially in the West, yeah, we are fucked. It's going to be very hard to keep inflation low while allowing for economic growth. Like, the situation we are in, especially with the war that has now happened, yeah, is really bad. I don't know how much you know about finance, but inflation is not the only problem. We also have interest rates, so the cost of debt. And during COVID, it basically gone to zero. So a lot of people took on loans, and also the years before, the interest rates were not as high. If you have low inflation, you want to cut interest rates so you can allow for more economic activity. But the problem is, the war has kind of fucked everything up, and interest rates will not be cut, but rather be kept or raised in order to combat that inflation. So what does that mean? We have to live with the fact that every single fucking thing we are buying is getting more expensive, supposedly by 4% a year, while in reality, I can tell you right now, it's about 6 to 10%. I mean, look at how much more expensive the things that you need in your life are getting. How much more expensive is a good steak getting? Organic food? How much more expensive is a ski trip getting? It's definitely going to be more than 4%. It's probably going to be around 6 to 10%. I can tell you right now, in Europe, for example, the ski pass prices go up by 5% a year, at least. And yet in Europe, the inflation rate is supposed to be, well, of course, Europe has different countries, but let's take, for example, Germany is supposed to be at somewhat like 2 to 3%. Yeah, that makes no fucking sense. And then combine that with the fact that a lot of people are not able to refinance their debt or to take on more debt. So basically to renew their mortgages or to take out new loans because fucking interest rates are still high. They're much higher than they were 5 years ago. And I would argue that a lot of people who took out loans 5 years ago during COVID are now in that period where they have to refinance, assuming they took out a 5-year loan. But I think a lot of people are in that situation and they're all now fucked. Because I don't know how much money they would have to pay more in interest each month, but it's definitely more than it was 5 years ago. And it's not gonna get better because the US government is doing everything in their power to keep this situation going. Like, as long as AI still keeps getting investment, as long as there's still a little bit of speculation, as long as there's still the ability to print even more money so that we even have more inflation and more debts, it will be done. It will be done until the country collapses. I don't know when that will happen. It could happen in 2 years. It could happen in 5 or 10 years. Who fucking knows? But that is definitely one thing that is terrifying a lot of people in their 20s, mid-20s. Then the third thing that I think is draining a lot of individuals and making them totally reevaluate their life, the lack of community. So loneliness. And it shows. People are introverted, people are socially awkward, and that's mainly due to social media and AI usage and other things, right? Our brain is not being trained to express ourselves properly anymore and to be outgoing beings, so to be gregarious individuals, but rather to stay at home and be behind a screen. So to watch a video, scroll, or to, when we watch a video, get reactive to it and comment something, be racist, for example, to hate on other people, to judge other people easier than ever before, and so on. That's the things that we get trained to do with social media. I mentioned this in another video, but in whatever thing you are doing, having the right group of people around you can change your life. It can change the way how you view yourself, how you view the thing that you're doing, and so on. But a lot of people lack this. A lot of people lack the right people. A lot of people are scared to open up. There are so many people out there who are anxious, depressed, and just generally sad, who are struggling out there. And sometimes when I'm in situations where I ask if there's anybody out there who thinks like me, who I'm able to resonate with on a deeper level, I lose hope. But at the same time, then I see YouTube videos which are performing really well that show all these people who are opening up. So yeah, I'm still bullish on the topic of community. Community is such an important factor, and so many of us lack it, and it's one of the reasons why so many of us are misaligned, have no feeling of purpose. You have to remember, purpose is not something you just choose. You do not say, yeah, what's my purpose? I'm gonna find my purpose. Yeah, you know what purpose is? It's a result of positive feedback. After every single thing I've done in my life in which I felt purposeful in, the purpose did not come from figuring out how purposeful it is to me. No. It was totally dependent on how much positive feedback I received from myself or from other people. And you hear that, positive feedback from other people. That's one of the things you get from community. So that whole purpose question could be fixed, at least to some extent. That's the third thing, which I think is terrifying people. So the fear of never finding the right people, the right community, or the right person. I mean, everybody's searching for the right partner, but so little people are finding them. Why else would we have a 50% divorce rate in America? So combine the fact that a lot of people don't know if what they're doing as a profession is even valuable in the next couple of months or years, with the fact that a lot of people don't know how to pay rent because inflation is terrible and refinancing debt and loans is just becoming worse and worse over the next couple of years. Tie that in with the fact that America will shoot itself in its own leg in the next couple of years, if it's not already doing that now. And combine all of that with the last fact that a lot of people are struggling with finding people who are like-minded. Yeah, there's a lack of positive feedback in all of these things. You lack positive feedback from work, you lack positive feedback from your finances, although the first two kind of tie into each other, and you lack positive feedback from people around you, and probably as a result of all these things, you also lack positive feedback from yourself. And that, in my opinion, is what's making a lot of people go so fucking crazy. And I think the best thing that we can do to alleviate this crisis, or at least to ameliorate it, is to make communities more accessible. Because you can't really fix the financial situation. That like government, you can't get into government, you don't have the power over it. You also can't decide how much money flows into AI automation. You have literally no control over that. But there is one thing that you can decide, and that is to open up and to create communities or to search for communities. And that could at least make some of the shit a little bit better. Believe me on that. I mean, you've probably noticed this from your own life, right? You go to one event, you were kind of scared, pessimistic about going to it, but then you meet some people, you're able to resonate on some simple things. It's not even that deep. And after that event, all of a sudden you feel good and maybe want to go again. Now imagine how amazing that would be if you would go to places and meet people who you resonate with on a deeper level. Yeah. I've not done this myself, but I know it would change my life, and you probably know it would change your life as well. It would definitely give us a reason to keep on going in this world and believe that there's a better future for us. Because if we're honest, the future's not written. It can always be changed. We just need the right people who believe in it. That can only be achieved with community. Nobody can do it by themselves. Thank you for watching this video. You can let me know if you agree with some of these points, if you have some other points you would like to introduce. And yeah, I wish you the best. Never compare yourself to other people. Stay healthy, keep chasing your dreams. And the only thing I can say is peace.